big mage threat, like in the presence of the Rise on Furia's comp. So this last pick, Cassante for Gigo, a character that loves to be able to just say, sure, I'll build a Jack show and then nothing but armor, is fantastic, I feel like. Invading enemy jungle here on the potential opportunity for a chance to go after Caps, but
yeah,
Caps
I mean,
playing towards another side.
Skewmon.
Oh, Skewmon might just be able to turn this one around. Gigo in some trouble. This time around, top lane's not looking the same as game one. And it's first blood over to Broken Blade.
Good bait set up by Broken Blade there. No one ends up dying, but it's still, I think G2 pretty happy with that. And it's again, these gangs to come through. There it is, there's no ult for Broken Blade.
Yeah, Gigo's going all out. Pathmaker to try to buffer through the counter-strike. Broken Blade getting away. Gigo tries to flash forward for the Intofo strike. Toots is coming up to try to cut off Broken Blade's escape route. Realm Warp gets him in range. Toots is there. He binds him up in the Rune Prison. The last auto attack gets it done. And Toots evens up the score.
It was an attempt at trying to force a flash out of, because I don't think there was really a kill opportunity there. There is on the cross map though, good amount of pressure, but oh, Tatu, instead of going for Dragon, it looks like he's trying to go for the counter punch. There is, I think, a counter-strike available, so we'll see if BB can outplay this.
Yeah, this is pretty dangerous. Jack's very effective at defending against these types of situations. Gigo is about to die to the turret. He barely gets away. Tatu needs a little bit more distance to close into Broken Blade, and he finds it finally there with that last Q. So Furia gets their man. Gigo barely survives. That's a 2-1 game now for the side of Furia, but it does come at the cost of G2 Esports claiming all 3 grubs on the other side of the map. Now Skewmon firing off the ulti, wants to catch Gigo with it. Pathmaker to try to buffer through the CC. Cassante's tanky, but he's only got 50 health. And Skewmon brings him down to tie this game up at 2-2.
Thanks to the CSing and the plates. So he did get the plate. So I guess that maybe he would call FUR from that one. As the Dragon is going to come over here.
Is plus 125 gold on your Cassante worth more than plus 300 on the enemy Maokai?
Because they need to respect, because you are still strong in the all-in.
Yep.
And they don't really know where the members are. As a flank on Jojo here, he's in deep trouble.
Yeah, Jojo's about to have a bad time. He tries to flash away, so at least Lebrov can't knock him the other direction. But meanwhile, the Bramble Smash from Skewmon's going to do the same job anyway. Feat of Warfare claimed for the second game in a row for the G2 mid laner here, but it looks like Caps wise to what might be going on, stepping away for now. Gigo stepping forward, going for the third Intofo strike, not going to hit that one. Caps tries to Valk out, but now immediately with a Pathmaker, Gigo going in while Toots is in a 1v2 down to the bottom lane at the same time. Caps is going to be killed off first. Now, Toots, flash over the wall. Broken Blade ready to follow, finds the stun, but he's Rune Prism.
Phase rush.
Toots makes it back over towards the turret. Phase rush, ain't gonna work. Broken Blade with the flash at the last second to guarantee that he hits him with the empowered bonk.
Battle of the Boots just going to claim them straight up towards this bot side of the map, and G2 says, okay, Broken Blade, we get it. They're paying a lot of attention. We're going to give you some love.
Yeah.
As now, towards the bot side of the map, that top lane you were talking about, even with the kills, even with the first turret bot as you highlighted, Broken Blade still fine as the TP comes through. There's a lot of people here, though.
Yeah, remember, Lebrov with the Alistar ultimate. This is a powerful turret dive, but not when you go in that early. Lebrov just barely gets away. It's all calculated by G2 with a full 5-man stand. Jojo steps away from the chains of corruption, right back in to Broken Blade's waiting arms, and G2 is not making the mistakes from game one again.
There's no way for him to join. We had the full 5-man rotation, because Hans also, I think, just walked from mid lane towards the top end of the map. And if this Einer falls as well, even if he ends up dying, which I don't think is a given, Jack's obviously quite slippery.
Yeah.
Wukong, they'll be able to get him. It'll take a while, but that doesn't matter. I think that the trade is 100% worth it, although the Dragon will most likely go over to Furia.
Yeah, it was a lot of money from a tier 2 turret. You are going to get a good amount from the shutdown as well. You will get it onto the Rise.
Oh, never mind. Okay, if you get Dragon as well, it's like... Because the shutdown, that's a bit rough, but if you don't lose Dragon, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Hafen does have both Rise and the Rel, who's now low enough HP that he has to reset. Means that G2 has control over this bottom side river, has control over the Drake. Once again, Chronicler, we are at a 1-to-1 Drake state.
Particularly the Wukong and Rise in mid to late game team fights are absolute menaces. So we still need to see G2 actually close out on this. The team fight's going to be very interesting, because I still think Hans is going to have a tough time. That objective just gone, though, and
is forced to retreat.
I think Furia should be happy that that didn't end up going worse. That was a very scattered engage, because Hans was able to flash. Jojo didn't quite catch him off guard. Now the flash being down for Hans, that's a big win. That's something. But because of how much else was invested there, at least for now, FURIA is going to have to back off. They didn't, G2, not able to find a counter kill, but I don't really think that they need to, again, as long as they get to go for these counter engages, they're going to be happy.
Yeah, they might still find their counter kill here as Jojo's already down to half HP. That rail is not long for this world. Broken Blade's already got him. Tatu's dead next. And now, with Gigo teleporting into 5 players in G2 jerseys, Gigo is going straight into the ground. G2 just crushed FURIA.
In the previous Blade, FURIA was able to slip away. This time around, not so much. G2 found the front line, not ready for this many people to be there, and able to both get the kills, get the Otacon as well. And to FURIA is, Broken Blade.
Yeah, Broken Blade getting a little bit of damage onto Ayu there, forcing him to essence shift back over to safety, as G2 just has total control still over this bottom side river, over this Drake pit. Easy enough for AP Maokai to just burst this thing down fast enough. Not insanely quick, but still.
It's really hard for them. Again, we keep going back to this. There are not a lot of good targets on G2.
There's Hans Sama. That's about it.
Yeah, well,
So,
I mean, if it caps like that position, obviously, then maybe, but
try to make.
And that's G2 now. It's very straightforward. Just keep starting Baron, and every time they come out, poke them off. The only thing you want to avoid at all cost is an actual flip. It's really hard to reliably deny access to Tatu, although if you just put him to like half health this early on,
that'll work. I mean, Jojo goes in, but where's the follow-up? True Shot Barrage doesn't hit. Hans gets found. Gigo's gonna die at the same time. Jojo engages on the enemy AD carry, but there's nobody else next to him. And FURIA is just all out of sorts here in this second game. G2 perfectly confident to stay in the position they're in, to continue forcing FURIA back out of the jungle. And now, with the enemy top laner down, with that Cassante front line no longer a threat, now G2 start up the Baron and dare FURIA to stop them.
Oh, that's a creative angle that we see here from Tatu on the Wukong. It does get spotted though. I don't think he's going to be an opportunity to actually get a steal here. Going all the way around is, Jojo.
Yeah, Jojo is out of there.
They know, yeah, you see the pings coming down. Like, they are aware that he's behind them. He was spotted earlier on.
Ayu gets out, Toots gets out, but getting out is all they're going to get because the rest of G2, they've just got control over the Baron pit. Tatu trying to be a man on a mission, but the only mission now is survive. Tatu will have to use his Cyclone to disengage. Broken Blade keeps on the chase. He's just going to force Tatu back, and Baron goes over to G2 26 minutes in.
Right, because it's already hard to regain any semblance of control against a team like G2 as Ayu.
Oh boy. Yeah, that Maokai ulti's not going to give him anywhere to go. Trying to pop the cleanse to get out of it. But Broken Blade is powerful on the Jax in this second game. And Hans Sama's chains barely miss on Jojo, but Lebrov ready to follow it up here with the pulverize into the headbutt. That's 2 for G2, and now it might just be something back for FURIA. Gigo wants caps, but he has to trade his life to find it. 3 for 1 across the rift, as now it's only Toots and Tatu to try to defend, but they're nowhere near the lane being pushed, Chronicler. The tier 3 turret in bottom is already fallen. The inhibitor is the next target. It's 2 Baroned up cannon minions. It's the Rift Herald power, excuse me, the Void Gruff power.
Hextech Soul is also one of the souls where becoming, or trying to play the game, truly becomes a nightmare, particularly with the amount of poke that's available. Like every single sapling, every single Corki rocket, and every Varus arrow will slow and damage the entire team.
Then the counter gank in bottom to stop any chance of Tatu turning things around there. Toots just having to use the Realm Warp to try to get away to safety, as now Scumon's ready to follow it yet again. Here comes the Nature's Grasp, immediately ready to lock up Jojo. The Rel once again beaten down before any effect can truly happen, as Scumon tries to get away. G2 backing out, waiting for their cooldowns, as FURIA continues to look for something, but Lebrov is creating space. Hans backing back up again as Ayu gets the shutdown into Lebrov, but Gigo is not not strong enough to truly threaten the back line. G2 have lost their support, but they take out the enemy top and support at the same time. Toots wants caps. He doesn't find him yet. Toots stuck inside the hourglass, and his time's run out. Tatu trading with Skumond as the AP Maokai finally falls there to the Wukong, but it does not matter. Toots was the only one left standing on FURIA. Oh boy, I don't think he's going to keep standing for much longer either. Broken Blade stopping him from getting away with a Hex Gate, and Broken Blade gets the last kill for the delayed ace. Might have a little bit of a headache in the morning after that Ignite, but
also after the the soul point.
Yeah,
the Baron up as well.
It's rough. It's rough.
A little bit.
About 10 seconds here on the Baron. Broken Blade, however, getting caught out a little bit, but he's still not dead. Tatu wants to follow, but he goes straight into the dirt instead. It was all calculated.
Sure, but he calls people, or he pulls people over, right? That's all that really matters. This is again going to perfectly set up the Dragon, basically the same time as before, but this time it will lead to a Soul getting picked up, Hextech Soul. That's not something that I think you can generally come back from. Jojo, I think unfortunately is still alive for a little bit.
I don't think that little bit's going to be a whole lot longer, however, as he uses Magnet Storm. Might as well. By the time you're back alive, you'll have it again anyway. Hextech Dragon doing a little bit of damage onto the roster of FURIA as Broken Blade goes for the flank yet again. Ayu trying to escape as the Realm Warp gets Toots back to safety, but Broken Blade already has the stasis ready to go to buy enough extra time. Turn it around, guarantee the unstoppable kill there onto Gigo as the piercing arrow. I praised him throughout the whole game, and that's a great example why Hans Sama is not missing on this Varus.
And the B1 picks, back-to-back, end up being huge. It was the Taliyah in game 1 for FURIA. It's the Varus in game 2 for G2, but obviously Broken Blade having an infinitely better game this time around. The team, they gave him a little bit more help, and he paid them back.
Yeah, Broken Blade here in the front line now. Finally drops. The shutdown goes over to Jojo. It ain't gonna matter. FURIA dropping like flies at the steps of their own fountain. G2 come back with a vengeance, and 34 minutes in, they're gonna take their win and tie up this series in game 2.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.